What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Pudgy Penguins today. We're going to be using the ribbons in our analysis today, going over the regular tools that we normally use. But I think I'd like to start off the video just analyzing the ribbons here. So if that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's get into it. These are going to be some near-term and mid-term price predictions for Pudgy, or for PENGU. If you want the all-time history chart on TradingView, by the way, it's PENGU PUD USD, like that. Or maybe just type in Pudgy Penguins and look for that one, because that'll have the all-time history. Anyways, looking at this here, I kind of want to use it on a 4 hour. Typically, the 4 hour is not useful with the ribbons, but I feel like for Pudgy, for newer coins, it is. You look good on the 4 hour time frame. I wouldn't be surprised if you found support right here. If you do go lower, it's fine, but I don't think you're going lower, man. I think that was your low and you're moving up. A little volatility here, whatever, today, but who cares? Daily time frame, big wick up, and you've come back down again. The ribbon is crossed to the downside, and that's not a good thing, but you're not really rejecting. Typically, whenever you cross here, you'd move up and you would reject down. You're not really rejecting. You're like closing a good bit of your days up above here. And if you close here in the next hour and 11 minutes, you will be closing above your ribbon. That actually looks good, not bad. So overall, you're just in this consolidation phase, more or less moving sideways, and that's why I think you're not respecting your ribbon. Overall, I would say you're in a very bullish kind of posturing, and I would expect that we do continue to move higher. But it does remain to be seen what you do, right? I think it's ironic, too. Let me just see. Do we have an example of that? No. I think it's ironic that you found resistance right here where the ribbon's average was right there. I feel like that happens sometimes. Anyways, looking at the weekly time frame, not old enough to really have a fully developed ribbon, but you do look bullishly postured. You are at an area that you'd expect to find support, and what you want to see is immaculate support, kind of a non-stop bullet train to the upside as far as movement goes. So I think that you're seeing that here. This is very good. Getting wicks into the ribbon, but not closing into it, rejecting it like that. That's a very good look in itself, right? Holding this kind of area as support. Looking at the regular chart here, getting into the short-term stuff, looking at the 1 hour time frame. Again, a little bit of volatility here. RSI overall is very bullish. You're at an area where you might expect to bounce. Stochastics look like they want to come up, but to be fair, they are bearish. And the MACD is bullish overall, but it's the 1 hour time frame, so who cares? Do you move up here? Do you move down? I mean, maybe you move up a little bit first and then you move down, right? You could form a lower high in your RSI, come down in like a downtrend, something like that. I don't know. It remains to be seen, but I would think that, we have an hour left in this day. I would think that we come up and we close the day a little bit stronger than we are now, perhaps opening up the week tomorrow with some upside as well. Looking at the 4 hour time frame and just where we are, I want to take a high to low fib. Golden ratio down to your 0.5382 area. Yeah, it's perfect. If you are to go lower, I will say this, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you are to go lower, the 382 down there at about 3 cents, 3.07 cents would likely hold you as support if you are to go lower. You're at 3.16 cents now, so nothing too crazy. Same areas you found support before, same areas you found resistance before, and back here as well. That would be where you find support. However, it's common enough, golden ratio to the 0.5382 area, common enough to find support here, and you typically do rally afterwards. I'd expect that you do see the 786, 886 come into view, something like that, and then once you're above this point, this 3.78 cent area, this point of resistance here, this point of momentary support right there, once you break above that, you're ripping and running to new relative highs. We'll see at 4.4 cents, 5.1 cents, that's your first target area, and beyond. You do look bullishly postured, in case it's not obvious. The RSI overall is very bullish. Upward sloping trend, higher lows, higher highs. You did reject the overbought zone, which is not ideal, but here you are looking to find support at the 50, so took some bad things, made some good things out of it. MACD also looks pretty good here. You're freshly crossing red, but I would say you have more kind of hints of your directional heading being to the upside rather than the downside. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. We're only up 0.77% this hour, or this 4 hour candle. If in this last hour, I wouldn't be surprised if we moved up a little bit more to have a strong finish to the day and the week here. Stochastics look good for a bounce right here. MACD looks good for a bounce right here too, and so does the RSI. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if we open up Monday on a strong note. Looking at this, speaking of Monday, speaking of the daily time frame here, zooming out here, we are clearly in what I think is defined as a bull flag pattern. We've seen this kind of pattern before. In fact, we're in the midst of a overall 5-legged pattern in impulsive wave count, with where you move up 1 impulsive wave to the upside, 2 is your corrective phase, 3, 4, we're about to have our 5th leg here. That's the expectation. And typically we know, so impulsive waves, Elliott impulse wave, typically the first leg is the smallest of the impulse waves. Whether this is the impulse up here or it stops right there, I don't know. Wave 2 is a corrective phase. Wave 3 is typically the biggest, and it looks like this is the biggest so far. Wave 4, the one thing I will say is that wave 4 is typically the smallest wave overall, like smaller than wave 2 even. So I don't know why it's bigger this time around, but that's okay. Let me just draw this. With the implied wave 5 to be had. Now, wave 5 typically is smaller than wave 3, but it can be larger. It depends on how it's formed. If we're looking at this here, if it's as large as wave 3, that would put your next target area all the way up at about 15 cents. If it's larger than wave 3, that'd be probably around 16 cents actually. That'd be above 16 cents. Let's look at this. Maybe not the all-time high from day one mania craze. Let's take this as your all-time high and put this down here as your very obvious low. I'm going to delete this real quick and just, we can put it back on there for a guide if we want to. Good, direct resistance off the golden ratio there. Resistance there as well. Direct support and resistance here at these levels. You look like you're respecting it, so that's good. If we were to have a wave 5 that was similar in length to wave 3, that'd put us right above the 1414. If we were to have a stronger wave 5, which is less common, but it is still common enough to have wave 5 be the strongest wave, you can see 22.5 cents. I think what we're getting at here is you're either going to be at 13.4 cents or 22.5 cents by the end of this move. And just going off of the way the trajectory, the current path you like to do this, it wouldn't be surprising at all. I mean, this is the end of the month. This is November 1st right here. It wouldn't be surprising at all if you saw that same kind of pace as you have throughout this entire schematic, let's call it. Typically, you end with the bang too, so you might see a little bit of a faster movement here. Yeah, I gotta say, guys, I'm very convinced. Pudgy Penguins right now. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I am astoundingly convinced that we're gonna see a minimum of a 4x to a maximum of a 7x by the end of October. Somewhere in that range. Pudgy Penguins is gonna fly. What's its market cap? 1.9, so 2 billion. Yeah, man, you're gonna hit a 10x or a $10 billion market cap or more. If not, you're going to be just shy of it, man. Oh, that's so hard, right? You have a lot of reasons. Just above the 1414 here, it comes in line pretty well with this idea of a 5-wave schematic on the, I don't know if schematic's the right word, but Elliott wave count. 5-wave count. But then also, if you were to break through your $10 billion market cap, might you go up a little bit higher and find resistance right there, the golden ratio. Interesting to see. I want to look at one more thing. I'm going to delete these. I don't think we need these anymore. We have an idea, right? Purple line, orange line, somewhere in that range. I want to take another fib. What fib should I take? I think, let's take this one and just see. We're respecting the golden ratio. We respected this golden ratio as well. 2618's up here, 3618's up there. I don't know. I'm not. There's a lot of congruence in that same area, right? And this is a smaller fib, so you're going to see deeper levels probably. The 3618 to the 4114 might be where you go. That's exactly in this area here. I doubt that you stop here. Though what you might see is like some turbulence along the way, right? It might not just be one straight shot up. There will be moments where you pull back. But we'll look back at it like we did here, just as like some kind of straight shot all the way up. I wouldn't be surprised in the least, guys. And especially what's nice about this is the kind of formation we have. We can kind of gauge the time frame too more appropriately. I'd be very surprised if it was anything like if the time was around the middle of November or the end of October, if we were in that 2-week kind of time frame there, and this thing was not around, what was it? Oh, it's because I'm flying blind here. Not around 13.4 cents to 22 cents. In the next 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to be up there. I very much believe it with high conviction. I love this chart. Every time we look at the daily, it's always the same kind of results here. Stochastics look bullish. The MACD, you do have a double bottom here. Overall, you're bearish, but you're building bullish momentum, which is nice. You had some very fierce drives of bearish momentum here. You didn't really do anything with it. So I really do think overall, I mean, clearly you're in an uptrend. You look like you want to continue to rally. Stochastics are just so bullish. And the RSI, of course, is bullish too. Not getting oversold, getting overbought. Love to see it. You look like what you've slowly done is turn this downtrend into some kind of other trend. I think you're shaping it up to be an uptrend. And if you follow this path, you'll definitely be in the overbought zones by the end of October. Last time you were overbought, the time before that you were overbought, that correlated directly with these massive movements that you saw. So it's not too late to get into Pudgy Penguins. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. There's a lot coming. Could it go a little bit lower from here? Sure, and it's really not a problem if it does, but I'm not holding my breath over that. I don't think anybody should. Let's look at the weekly time frame real quick and we'll wrap this up, okay? I mean, it just looks like a bull flag. That's the thing, is it looks like a bull flag, right? That's what got me stuck on this Elliott wave theory forecast thing, is that from a low to a high, this does look like a bull flag. So if we were to measure it from the low, that would put us right there at 15.7 cents, which is right smack dab in the middle of the resistance zone that we have. You had a bull flag here, and this move was larger than that one. So again, the idea is that this is just a measure move. It's just a concept. It's not a prophecy. We can fall short of it. We can exceed it. And if we look at our high here, we're accepting this as the all-time high, not the day one mania. It's right in that zone. It's right above the 1-4-1-4. Time will tell, but good things, guys. Good things for sure. What's great about that is that, I mean, the minimum expectation there would be a 4x or more. Like, likely like a 4.3x or more. That's great. Anyways, take care. I've got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye.